can give it all. I'm on the rise, yeah, you know that I'm fly, yeah. Bitches come and go, call me all the time, yeah.
Hey, what's up guys? Bad Music Production, most of you know me as Path Beats. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to sound like The Weeknd in FL Studio using few cool plugins, and I like to use pre-existing effects on my vocals as I record it to put it in straight away with some effects and then add double effects on top. So how did I make this sound like the way it does now?
Rolling through the city with my windows down, got the music turned to max, yeah, there ain't no doubt.
So to be honest, it took a bit of tweaking to get it to there, but I managed to get it pretty precise of what I wanted to sound with the track. Now obviously I say it's like The Weeknd, but you can tweak it to sound, add more reverb and add a bit more distortion to it. When I say that, this is what I mean. So even though it sounds pretty cool, we can make it sound even better.
Rolling through the city.
Listen to the distortion.
Rolling through the city with my windows down, got the music turned to max, yeah, there ain't no doubt.
So you know, The Weeknd likes to use that a lot in some of his tracks when it's like kind of distorted thing, and it's pretty cool because you can control that, and you can even add that to that distortion sound to your MIDI keyboard and use it as a, you know, you can control the tweak of it of when you want it to come in and automate it the way you want it in the vocals. So we can look at that as well. But first of all, what did I do to get these vocals in FL Studio? Pretty simple. So let's have a look. So on the vocals that I'm actually got input now, and I'm actually on this number 10. You know, this is where I put my vocals and I put my microphone in. This is just my microphone input. If I change this, yeah, I think you get the point. You won't be able to hear me if I change it. So that's just my mic input, you know. And then on this mic input, I'm using a plugin called Sound Goodenizer. Now, without Sound Goodenizer, this is what it sounds like live. If I put it on, you can see it lifts up the vocals. It just adds a bit of, you know, there's 4 different modes in here in Sound Goodenizer, and it's powered by Maximus, and each individual mode is being perfectly tweaked and modified to give you that cool kind of juice to the sound, you know. And this mode A, I've set this to about good 85%, like 80%. You know, so that's what you want to set it to, and keep it on band A, because obviously different bands have different sounds, but I like the band A. Obviously you guys want to use different bands, just looking at your voice, you know, but I like to use band A because it sounds pretty cool and it just goes well with my voice for this effect in here. Now looking up here, okay, I've also used a reverb. Now if I put it on, you can see what it sounds like. Now on this reverb, I just kept everything pretty much just how it is, just to give it a bit of that reverb, you know. Didn't really overdo anything with the effects, just put it in. So insert, insert, and just reverb 2 over here. Simple as that. And then just tweak it down, the volume on here, tweak it down to about 50%. Nothing more than 50%, just keep it like that. And then I put in Parametric EQ, guys. Parametric EQ 2 is a really cool plugin, and what I did on here is I put it in, and I've gone on a presets down here, and I've selected a preset called Vocal Presence just down here. And this has got like the settings, just perfect settings for the vocals. So if I turn it on, listen to the way it changes my voice. See that? All those lows are gone and the highs just sound much better. If I take it off, can you hear that? There's a lot more bass to my vocals, and we don't want that in this case. So that's why we put this on. It sounds so much lighter now, the vocals, okay? And then on top of that, I've added another reverb, like shitload of reverb. So on this reverb, again, kept it same, okay, but should have put the wetness up a little bit actually. I did put the wetness up a little bit on the final, so you can just leave that as it is. You can tweak it after, but you want to put the wetness up to about 62, 63% on here, and just keep this at 25%. And then obviously once we turn this up, you can see that. Hello, see that? We got this kind of cool reverb kind of sound effect now in this room. Really, really cool. Let me just go like that, turn up the light a little bit on the camera. Right, so now what we've got, okay, so we've covered this. We're using a multi-band compressor. Now, the reason I'm using a multi-band compressor, after using all those stuff that we did at the top, I want to kind of compress it and just give it an output of the vocals. Now on the compressor, okay, it compresses the vocals, and there's a preset that you guys can use. So click on the preset of the actual thing, and if you scroll down again, there's a vocal preset just there. Just click on it, and that will just enable this vocal preset. And then once we turn it on, listen to this, see that? It's now perfectly aligned the volume of the vocals to what we need it to be. It's not too loud, it's not too low, it's just perfectly in the middle. See, if I take that off, my vocals are all over the place. Like if I come up here, go back here. But if I turn this on and I go back here, everywhere, it's kind of just putting it in the middle, you know, and it's perfect, just keeps your vocals in the middle. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm using Untitled Autotune, and on there obviously depends on what key your track is. My track is key A, so I'm using A and major, and obviously soprano, you can change it to alto, tenor, and just 50% here at the top, low latency to prevent anything from lagging, and then down here just set it to 15% on a flex, like the quickly I want it to flex. And the speed of the auto-tune, I've set it to 2 actually, as you can see. So it's pretty fast, and nothing else has been tweaked. Everything else is just kept the same. So if I turn that on now, you can see how we sound. So, riding through the city with my window down. See that? Really, really cool. It's already sounding really cool. And then on top of all of that, okay, I just added like a soft clipper. And this soft clipper just kind of clips everything and prevents anything from peaking. So you just put this soft clipper in and it just stops anything from peaking. Really cool. And now if you start singing, so like, riding through the city with my window down, yeah. Oh, baby, you know, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, you don't have to use auto-tune, you can also do without auto-tune, so here it goes. Riding through the city with my window down. So you can, you know, Weekend doesn't like to use auto-tune, so that's what we've done there, right here, you know. I did use auto-tune in my voice because my voice is not that great. Right, so, now that we've got that, okay, once we put the sound and we recorded what we got over here, this is what it sounded like. But obviously it wasn't on any channel, so it sounded pretty much something like this.
Rolling through the city with my windows down. Got the music turned to max, yeah, there ain't no doubt. Got 2 bitches in the back singing to myself.
So it's had effect already on the vocals, but what we want to do is we want to lift it up a little bit. Or not lift it up, we want to add a bit of compression to it and give it a bit of tweak. So what we can do, okay, I've added it to a channel 20. You can add it to any channel, but we're going to add more effects on top of this. So this is what we kind of got now.
Rolling through the city with my windows down.
Now, what I did is I added Parametric EQ, okay, and I've kind of just lifted up the top and the mid, as you can see, just moved it back a bit and lift it up. Now the reason I've done this is because if you listen to my vocals,
rolling through the city with my windows down. Got the music turned to max, yeah, there ain't no
just sounds that little, it's got a bit more freshness to it. So I just wanted to sound a little bit higher on the mids, just a little bit lower on the lows, even though there's not much lows to tweak, and a little bit higher on the highs, you know, the high band. So that's pretty much what I've done there. Then going down again, I've just put that fruity parametric EQ. I just wanted to compress it just once more, just put it down and set it to vocals like we did before, and I just turned it on.
Rolling through the city with my windows down, got the music turned to max, yeah, there ain't no doubt.
So basically anything that I've sang and was just like, let's say 5, 6, 10% lower volume than anything else, by using it again on top of what I used it, this will kind of just put everything in the middle. Do you know what I mean? Everything's in the middle now. There's nothing on the top, there's nothing on the bottom. Everything's just how I want it to be. And again, I put a soft clipper on there just to double check that soft clipper is on there perfectly and nothing's clipping. And then you know, I added fruity fast distortion. Now this is a distortion, and on a mix you set it to max down here, right? Just set it to max. So this is what it actually looks like, because obviously if you take it up you don't want that. Set it to max. And down here, guys, on the fruity distortion, fruity distortion, just set it to like 25. Well, we're going to be using not even that. We're going to be using just like 7-8% on the actual track, right? But we can actually create an automation clip. So right click and you can create an automation clip. Check this out. And then when we go out, we've got something called the automation clip right here. See that? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go in here and we're gonna tweak something up.
Rolling through the city with my windows down.
So see this, got two bitches. So sorry, there's like little kids watching this. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna tweak this, right? So we're just gonna zoom it up. So this basically what's gonna happen is that distortion is just going to go kind of, you know, just maxed out. So that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to bring it back down to about 9%. Now how do I know I'll bring it down to 9%, guys? Well, up here in the corner, when I move it down, it tells you the volume. So I just want to keep it at 9 and just keep it there. And I might want to just just turn it off here, you know, like 9, done, nothing more than that. So let's listen to this now.
Windows down, got the music turned to max.
See that? Obviously I didn't use it in the right place, but you kind of get the point. You can kind of tweak it and use that kind of effect anywhere. Maybe it's a bit too much, turn it down a bit like that.
Down, got the music turned to max, yeah, there ain't no doubt.
You know what I mean? And you can kind of use that throughout the track. So if I wanted to, I could use it right at the end here. Like, pretty cool place to use it. Now, do excuse my vocals, I did use a bit of swearing in there, but I just kind of done it to keep it, you know, the fresh style and what is going on at the moment in the world. Everyone else is using it. So, you know, pretty cool. And if you guys like this, check me out on the Instagram, Path Beats also. And I also got my music out on Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Play and iTunes. Path Beats, check me out. Follow me on Spotify. I've got 4 tracks on there so far. Check them out. They're pretty cool. You know, I've gone for that kind of Post Malone, Gecko kind of UK rap style kind of tracks. I think you guys would enjoy it. But anyway, let's listen to this now.
Bitches come and go, call me all the time, yeah.
So see that? So we've done that, we've used that kind of effect.
Rise, yeah. You know that I'm fly, yeah. Bitches come and go, call me all the time, yeah.
See, so we've done that distortion effect, and you guys can play around with that. Just one thing, if you remove that, it's gone. Like, and you play it.
I'm on the rise, yeah. You know that I'm fly, yeah. Bitches come and go.
It's gone. Okay, so be careful not to delete it. Just do it nice and slow. Keep it on there, and that's it. Right. Just let you guys know that feature there did not work in FL Studio 12 and 10. If you remove that, it's still done whatever was on the playlist, and it just really messed you up, because everything else would have just been like that, you know what I mean? Like throughout the whole track, you'd be like, how do I remove it? How do I delete it? So pretty cool they fixed that in FL Studio 20. Those of you that didn't know. Right, now last thing, what did I do on here? I compressed it. Now I'm using a 221 compression, pretty unique compression for vocals and compressing things. You know, 2:1 is pretty good ratio. And then on here on the threshold, I just set this to 6.2. Now depends on how your vocals are recorded. You can keep this same, but I just turned it up a notch, like 0.2 dB. But on the threshold, it kind of depends on how you want the volume to sound. Obviously, if you don't want it too loud, you take it down a bit. But that kind of controls the compression and prevents the vocals from sounding too high or too low. I'll show you what I mean.
I'm on the rise, yeah. You know that I'm fly, yeah.
Oh, turn it on, obviously.
You know that I'm fly, yeah. Bitches come and go, call me all the time, yeah.
See that?
You know that I'm fly, yeah. Bitches come and go, call me all the time, yeah.
So I'm kind of compressing that, and I'm going to put that back to like 6.2, 6.3, and that's all there is to it. And now that's how we've done it. We didn't really use any other effects, nothing else, just kind of kept it simple. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is Pad Music Production. Also, you guys know me as Pad Beats. Been great teaching you guys how to do the Weeknd kind of vocal effect in FL Studio. Obviously, I don't sound like the Weeknd, so I can't really hit the notes like the Weeknd. But I've used similar kind of effects like the reverb and the distortion and stuff that you guys can use, and also tweaking the vocals to sound that high kind of pitch and stuff. This is what I wanted to teach you. So apart from that, see you guys soon. Peace out. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, much love. Peace. Take care. Peace out. Ciao.